What's up guys, it's Alex, and today I've got another pretty cool video for you guys. Today we're out on the river. I'm gonna see what we can get done. Do a little bit of frogging, a little bit of flipping. The water has came up pretty quickly. It should have pushed these fish onto the bank. And it's been up for a couple of days. So that means it's gave these fish a chance to get pushed up on the bank, and it's a little bit of a stable environment for them to just kind of set up on the things that they want to set up on, and for me to be able to go and flip a creature bait, flip a big blue, throw a frog around and see if we can get some bites. But today we're just kind of hanging out on the river. I got some things I got to do for monster bass today, but first things first, I got to see if I can catch some fish, and then we'll actually do the work part of today. So hopefully you guys will enjoy today's episode. All right guys, so I'm starting with a little bit something different today. I'm not using the Spro 65. I'm using this little bait from Spro. This is the Dean Rojas Spittin' Shad, I believe it's what it's called. It's on my normal rod, 7.3 heavy Pro Bass 7.1 Lose Pro TI, but this little thing looks wicked. So apparently it is designed for open water frog fishing, the stuff that I like to do. It is made to walk really easy, and from what I can see, it does just that. So that's what I'm going to be throwing today, because a lot of what I fish up here and a lot of what you guys know I like to fish is open water frog fishing. So we're going to fish down through here, see if we can get a few bites. If I can't get a bite on the frog, I'm going to I'm going to switch up to a flipping bait and see if we can get a few bites flipping, because I'm getting a little bit of a late start this morning. Had a late night last night and didn't really get going in the time that I wanted to this morning, but that is okay. So I'm thinking this sun will have positioned those fish a little bit differently, but maybe I can draw a few out of some shade patches or off some of this cover, tossing this frog around. So we're going to get after it, and we're going to see what we can get done.
Well, I'll invite, I would invite you to come and speak for an hour. Or I'd invite Paul Chad.
That's the first one.
We have somebody speak on longevity. Or somebody
That's a good one too.
During the experience, we'll have a couple speakers.
Come here, you big old girl. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Of the element, and then I guess training, and then we
there we go. Look at that, guys. That is freaking awesome. God, that's fun. All right, guys. There's the first one in the morning. See you, sweetheart. Oh God, that is so much fun.
That first game, I don't know if you saw any of the highlights. Yeah, but it's the playoffs, so it doesn't matter whether they look great and lose or whether they look horrible. But on the topic of wagers,
there he is.
I believe prior to the MLF event on Spin
good.
Lake that me and you had a lead up very confident. It actually,
That's another good one. Lord of mercy.
Because I thought you would take the other side of the coin. I thought you
That's what I'm talking about.
Alabama anglers who were
Lord of mercy. I was not expecting that. Get me up at the tree here. She must have just been sitting up here and wanted that chatterbait. Huh. Okay then. And she didn't even hit it hard. She just like loaded up and she was there. Alright. There's number 2 for today. Not bad at all. Another 2.5, almost 3 pound fish. So then she is munching too. They're eating shad hard. Well, I guess I'm just gonna go down through here and throw the old jackhammer. See you, sweetheart.
That happened before. I've never fished an event so sloppy and lost so many fish.
That was cool.
That's like, and those crushers in the back of those fish, I mean, they're like marbles, rock hard. Yeah. All right, Dave, on the instant feedback,
That was cool.
wants to know, do you still have a belt? Did you get the belt for the zone?
I got the belt.
All right.
Definitely. Ain't nobody getting that from me.
You ate it, buddy.
Pretty cool. All right, man.
Thank you,
more
man.
questions real quick, and then we'll let you
Muskie
go.
must have got after that old boy.
Later the season sets up.
Oh, gosh. bitty. Yep. There's number 4 though. Top. Ow. Tiny. There's 4. There you go, guys. You didn't see all that. But pretty much what just happened is I flipped in that bush, and that fish was laying in there, and I pinned her against the top of that tree right there and got her into the boat. So awesome fish, awesome catch. I wish you guys could have seen that whole thing. That was actually really, really wicked. But that's number 5. So I've got a limit, but I'm about to leave. Probably blown this whole bush out, but there's a few more things I can flip in here. But that was really, really cool. Alright guys, so I thought I'd throw it old school really quick and go with the GoPro on the dash of the boat to do this little review of the day. The reason I don't got my big camera is because I accidentally forgot to not put the memory card inside of it. So that thing has been indisposed today, and that's why I've been doing a lot of the talking to my GoPro, which I believe it does a really good job. I mean, 2.7K at 60 frames per second is not bad, but I thought I'd show you guys what I was throwing on to catch the fish that I did today. So the first one was that frogfish, and I showed you guys this bait right before I actually caught that fish, and it is that new Spro spitting shad. So it's like a 65 size bronze-eye, but it's got a couple different things that make it the spitting shad. Number 1 is the mouth. It's got that cup mouth that helps to kind of promote a walking action. That in tandem with that body design, you guys can kind of see it's just got a different body design than the normal Spro frog. Helps to give it a walking action, and then it also helps to spit a little bit of water, hence the name. Then it also has those inline tails, which also help to promote a walking style with this bait. I would really say this thing is a lot like fishing a popper, but it's a weedless popper, obviously. So really, really dig it. The hooks were awesome on that thing. As you guys saw, I absolutely jacked that one fish, had to get the pliers after to get them hooks out, which I'm super happy with this bait. I really like the body design on the top. It's kind of got that flat surface. I feel like when that fish bites down on that thing, it does a lot better job of exposing those hooks and really getting a good hook up with those fish. So overall, I'm digging this thing so far. I'm gonna have to catch a bunch more fish on it to really determine if I'm like gonna keep it on my rod for a long time, but from what I've seen already, it's really, really cool. Frogging setup is as normal. 7.3 heavy G-Rod Pro Bass, 751 Lew's Pro TI, and 65-pound braid. This is really the most expensive high-end setup that I own, and the reason for that is I love frog fishing. I believe that you can spend your money on the things that you feel like you want to get good at or that you're really good at. So frog fishing is one of those things that I feel like I'm very proficient at. It's something I enjoy doing a whole lot. So my setup for frog fishing is exactly how I want it. I'm very hyper specific on what I want. And so that's why this one's set up like it is. But I would really suggest it if you're looking for a really high-end frogging setup. The next one was the bladed jig. So I threw 2 different bladed jigs today. One was the Evergreen Jackhammer and the other one was the Strike King Thunder Cricket. I started off today and caught 2 of the 3 fish that I caught on a bladed jig with the jackhammer. It was the green pumpkin back with the white belly, and I had it paired up with a Glacier Rage Menace. And the only reason that I switched out to the Thunder Cricket is because I accidentally lost that bladed jig. I cried a little bit when that happened, but then I switched up to the Thunder Cricket, the all white with the Glacier Rage Menace, and the only thing I did to this as a modification was I painted that blade black. On the other one, the blade was green pumpkin. I believe that having those muted blades on those things and those dark blades get a few more bites. Really it really changes the dynamic of how the bait looks in the water when you do paint those blades. Less flash kind of makes those fish more focused just on the chatterbait, in my opinion, and I feel like you get a lot better hookup with those fish. Rod and reel, I was going a Lew's Ledge Series Team Custom Pro Speed Stick. This is the 7.5 foot medium heavy moderate action, so it's got a little bit of a glass composite blend in it. Has a really good moderate action to it, but it shuts off pretty fast. I like it. It's more like a moderate fast. It'll actually shut off about the third guide up, but it still allows those fish to really get a hold of that bait and for me to really drive that hook in. And as you guys notice, those fish, I had to get down in there and really dig that hook out. And as you guys saw in some of my Michigan videos, you really have to get in there and dig that hook out of those fish's mouth. I just believe throwing that moderate action rod with these bladed jigs is a big thing. Now I was pairing that up with a 6/8 gear ratio Lew's Super Duty and some 15-pound copolymer. And then the last fish for today, which you guys saw part of, and it was a total cluster, was that flipping fish. I caught it on the old trusty Rage Bug in Chameleon, 1/2 ounce Beast Coast flipping weight. I had it pegged on some 65-pound braid, 7.5 foot heavy G-Rod Game Changer flipping rod, 7.5 gear ratio Custom Pro. And really, guys, the deal today was, and what I noticed is those fish were holding very tight to cover, whether it was wood or a boat dock or a rock, or in the case of that one fish on that bladed jig, a freaking tire. Those fish were really tight to cover, and they were using that cover as an ambush point for those baits to come over their head and for them to eat them. They were also using them as a current break. And so, yeah, I mean, it was awesome today. I had a really, really fun time. My mission today was to put a limit into the boat, and that's what I did. I got a late start, but hey, we put a limit in the boat and we had fun doing it. As always, guys, thank you for watching. Any questions or comments, please go leave them in the comment section down below. If you're new to my channel, make sure that like, subscribe, and notification bell let you guys know when I put out all my videos. Also, go down in the description. I have the links to all my partners like Lew's, G-Rod, AFCO. You guys can go check out the clothes I wore today, the baits I threw. Everything will be linked down below. But as always, you guys are sweet, and thank you for watching.